Hello everyone, and welcome to Environmental Management. This channel is intended to empower medical professionals. This is the first video of our series of credentialing videos. In this series, I will show you all of the documents needed from you as a physician to get credentialed with insurance companies, specifically in New York. This is the summarized list of everything you will need to ensure you will have no issues with your applications. As I will mention for each of these, some are not required depending on the insurance company, but having all of them will save you potential headaches. You need a tax ID, you need a location, phone number, fax, you need your license, you need your DA registration, hospital affiliation letter, infectious disease control certificate, liability insurance, CLIA waiver, W-9, NPI, Group MPI, Medicaid ID, Group Medicaid ID, Board Certificate, CAQH ID, your CV or resume, insurance IPA or IPA forms, and if you're a foreign medical graduate, your EFMCG certificate. Pending, you have access of the following, and this was borrowed from the 1199 provider manual. The credit is in the description. If you have an absence of history of disproportionately excessive professional liability claims in comparison to providers within the same specialty and same geographic location. Geographic location is extremely important, and the specific location of your clinic is extremely important, and we're going to go into detail, to a little bit of details on it in this video, but I am going to make a video specifically describing how you should choose your location whenever you're starting a private clinic, because this affects everything from credentialing to patient flow. Absence of physical or mental impairment or condition that may impede the provider's performance of essential function of their clinical responsibilities. This is very clear. You need to be able to do the job. Absence of current chemical dependency or substance use problem. If you have a history of substance abuse, you are going to have to explain and address this. Absence of a history of professional disciplinary actions or absence of any other information that may indicate the provider is engaged in a professional misconduct. If you have had any issues in the past at your workplace, you're going to have to explain this as well. Absence of history of felony criminal conviction or indictment. They are very strict on this. If you have a felony conviction, you are going to have to work with a lawyer on this. I cannot give you specifics advice on this. You're going to definitely have to work with a law professional on this one. And then the last one is absence of falsification of the credentialing application. Do not lie on this, because insurance companies, they will find out, and it's going to just create a bigger mess in the future. But to note, all of these are subjective and highly depend on the need to have a provider in a specific geographical area, the severity of the infractions, and how good of an explanation you can provide. In other words, if you have any of these, do not be afraid, go for it, because if you have a good explanation and there is a need, or there is a need for your specialty in any geographic location, the insurance companies, they may waive anything that you may have done in the past, and they're going to potentially accept you in their panel. So don't let any of this just scare you. Go for it. I'm just giving you this information just so you know. Okay. The first thing that you're going to be needing is your tax ID. Your tax ID is essentially your company's social security number. You will be using this for everything regarding your organization. You could either do it yourself, which I usually do not recommend, or go through an accountant or lawyer. I will speak extensively about setting up the legal structure of your clinic in another video. Once you get your tax ID, this letter will be mailed to you by the IRS. This is the letter. It looks like this, and it has your tax ID number. You will be needing your unexpired medical license. As a physician, you should get this as soon as you graduate from your program. Since this is very standard, we will not go in depth about this. Graduate, get your license, and keep it unexpired. Location, phone number, fax number. You will need to provide all of your office location, including the main corporate office and service locations. They could be the same location. You could be doing your billing in your service location, or just have a billing location and different service location depending on how you are going to be setting up. You're going to be needing to provide every single one of those locations and the information along with it. You also are going to need an active phone number for your office and a fax. I will make a video with tips on how to choose a service location and why it's so important to choose the right one. It is extremely important. It will make or break your business. You will need to have your unexpired DEA registration. Even if some insurance do not explicitly require it, you can provide, or if you could provide a waiver, you will need it to properly treat in certain specialty. I will go over on how to get your DEA in an individual video in a tutorial. And that video is going to be linked to this one. Professional liability insurance. You will need to have liability insurance. Once you choose one plan, you will need to provide with a summary of benefit. The summary of benefit looks like this. I will make a video explaining the different options you have and the policies and the ceiling in terms of protection that you need to choose. I'm going to make that video comparing different insurances, different prices, and which one potentially is going to work best for you. Similar to the DEA number, for some insurances and specialties, you can waive or omit having a clear waiver. But if you're taking specimens to assess a patient's health, you should have a clear waiver. Otherwise, they will represent a blocker in some of your future operations. I will make an individual video going over on how to get your clear waiver. And that video, it's also going to be linked to this main video. You will need a W-9 form. This is very easy to fill out form. All you need is your tax ID and your billing address and sign it. This is the equivalent of a W-4, but for companies. All companies that will be paying you, especially insurance company, will need your W-9. Infectious disease certificate. While some insurances do not require this certificate, they do require your clinic to have a best practice infectious disease control protocol. It is best practice to have your infection control certificate to show that you're adequately prepared to set up your clinic. I would also make a video on how to get this certificate. You will need your MPI individual and your MPI group MPI. You can get them very fast and very easily from the NPPES site. I will be making videos on how to get your MPI and your group MPI step by step. Also a tutorial, and it will be linked to this video. You will need your Medicaid ID as an individual provider. You can get it from the website emedny.org. Later on, I highly recommend getting your group Medicaid since it comes with benefits that I will further explain in another video on how to apply for your Medicaid ID. It will be, again, a tutorial explaining to you guys how to get the individual and the group. You're going to need a CAQH ID. You can register in CAQH on their website. The site serves as the place where insurance companies get updated information from your clinic. All the documents that we're presenting here will have to be uploaded to this site. Basically, that is the site where insurance companies are going to extract that information. on a periodic basis. So you need to update the information as you go and as your clinic operates. But we'll make an individual video about this, and I will also link it to this site, so this video. Hospital affiliation letter. If you're affiliated with a hospital or have any sort of employment with a hospital, you will need a hospital affiliation letter explaining your benefits with the hospital and your association with it. Some insurance companies require it. IPAs, which I will explain in another video what an IPA is, constantly ask you for it. But some insurances, like 1199, do not enforce it. But again, it is best practice to have it so you have no issues applying to all of the insurances. Board certificate. All insurance companies will ask you to be board certified, or they will require that you show extensive experience in your specialty, or they will require you to certify in the recognized certified board. So even if you are not American board certified in your specialty, if you show them that you have extensive experience, or if there is, again, a need for your services in a specific geographical area, this can be waived as well. But having this, definitely not gonna hurt. It's just going to make the process that much easier. If you're a foreign medical graduate, you need your EFCMG certificate. As a foreign graduate, you just need to have this. We will probably not be making a video about this. Same as the license, you just need to have this. And all doctors that come from another country, they just need to have this. And it's a standard procedure. You need your CV or resume to show that you have substantial experience to operate in a private clinic. Lots of time they ask you to have 5 to 10 years of experience depending on the specialty you're applying for. Depending on the need and scarcity of services in the area you are applying, insurance may opt out from enforcing this. Again, geographic location, it is a recurring theme here. This is extremely important. Where you are is going to very much define what your clinic is going to be. Lastly, IPA forms or insurance forms. If you go directly to insurance, you're going to have to apply directly through their links and just fill out all of the standard forms that they're going to be asking you for every single one of the IDs and forms that we just went over in this video. Or if you go through an IPA, it's going to be a similar process, just that IPAs, once you gather all that information, they send all of that information to the insurances. You don't have to do it individually. In the video description, I left all of the links for all of the insurances in New York, or all of the major insurances in New York, for you to access, find the information that each insurance is going to be asking you for. And I also left the link on where to submit that information and where to fill out these forms. When you read what they're going to be asking you, please note that a lot of the things that they describe, you will be required, or that they tell you that you will be required, are virtually impossible to enforce them. As long as you have all of the documents in this video, depending on your specialty, you will be okay to apply and get credentialed with no issues. And you will cross all of the checklists that each major insurance in New York State is asking you for. To note, the application process takes anywhere between 30 to 90 days. To speed up the process, please be proactive. Reach out to their credentialing email address. Find out. Just stay on top of them. You will find these general email addresses in the links of the site that I added in the description, but it is always best practice to have an actual person in the credentialing team you can reach out to for updates. While we cannot share this publicly, we have some of those contacts, and you just have to reach out to us directly, and we could work with you to help you whenever you are deciding to get credentialed. And with this is the end of the video. Please leave a comment, feedback, or if there is anything I missed or didn't explain well, please say it in the comment. This channel is intended to help medical professionals to not having to rely with third-party vendors to apply for every single one of these IDs for you guys, or even apply for credentialing with insurances. Last I checked, to get a Medicaid ID, third-party companies are charging anywhere between $500 to $1,000, and it is something that you could get on your own. You guys will see that getting an NPI and an NPI2, it takes anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. There are third-party companies that are charging up to $200 for this. Credentialing companies charge anywhere between $200 per insurance to, as a bundle, $5,000, and sometimes I've even seen $10,000. You do not have to pay anyone to do this for you. All you need is the forms and the IDs that I've described in these videos, and I'm going to be showing you in the subsequent videos tutorials on how to get them individually. If you follow them, and if you do them, and if you're proactive, and if you're following up with the insurance companies about your credentialing process, you do not need to pay for anyone. I did this myself. I did not pay anyone to get our clinic credential, and it has been already 4 years, and we're going strong. So again, please leave a comment. Please, let's make a conversation and let's help each other out.